So today what we're doing is, the first thing we're going to do is tell you what the plan is. And so our students don't know. So I'm going to have our team, Stamp Factory team, come on out here. And we're going to go over what we're doing today. And we're using all of the techniques that we've discussed through the week to implement the plan today. So what we've done is last night we went and had, after an exhaustive search for an open coffee shop in Seattle. So don't believe what they tell you about coffee in Seattle. It's not true. There's no coffee shops open after 7 on the weekend. Anyway, we found a coffee shop and we sat down and we had a short powwow, and we followed all the same principles that I talked about earlier. And so the first thing that we did was we sat down and I scribbled on a piece of paper, because I forgot my moleskin, the thoughts for the day. Now, to be fair, we've had many discussions before last night about what day 3 was going to be. Obviously, we wouldn't have all the wardrobe and the models, etc. So this is based on a lot of planning that you'll find in that Celtics project that you can download. So this is just the summary to say, let's make sure we're all on track. So if you want to see all those plans, if you haven't watched day 1 and day 2, and also download the PDFs and the Celtics plan, because it's all in there. So this is just to clarify, not only for us, but for our students, for our models, and for the creativeLIVE staff, what we're doing today. And so what we did this morning is we all came in, and Kelsey took this, and Kelsey and I went through, and Kelsey actually made up these cards. And we've broken this down, and these are normally this would be on a big board in our studio. And what we're going to do is Kelsey is going to transfer these to a wall, and we're going to be using this as the shoot plan throughout the day. And this is very common. The only thing that's missing from this would be our sample photos or inspiration shots, maybe samples for makeup or wardrobe, etc. We can't do that because of some copyright issues. But normally we would have some sample images up there as well. Maybe if this was specific to product photography, we would also have some shots of this is the shoes or this is the dress, etc. that we need to shoot. So this is broken up by time. So each column is a 30-minute time segment. And so, and this is a loose schedule. So don't get stressed if we go, okay, we're here at this point, we thought we were going to be here, or vice versa. And so we know based on experience this is about how much time this is going to take. So the first thing we're doing is this. It's the plan check. That's what we're doing right now, is to go over what the plan is. In about a half an hour, a little bit less than that, what we're going to do is multiple things all at once. So myself, Kelsey, students, we're going to start setting up lights for our first shoot. And I'm going to graph that here in a second. Michelle is going to be on set as our test model. You'll meet Michelle in a little bit. She is a new model for us at creativeLIVE here. Carly is going to be having her hair and makeup started, and then she'll be into wardrobe. And then the students, you guys are actually going to be crunching some metal screens. So we'll show you that. So you're going to be helping build a set that we're using later on. So you're going to be on set duty. Then, as we're doing that, we're going to have a break for question and answer, so we make sure that we include our live audience in all of that. So we're going to be doing that. Then there's a break. After the break, the shoot starts with Carly, because she should be out of hair and makeup by that time, maybe earlier. So we might move that in earlier. As we're shooting, Michelle is then going to be going to hair and makeup. So we call this the flip-flop. When we have any kind of very busy day, we'll have one model in hair and makeup, the other one helping us test. As soon as that's done, we flip-flop them, and we do that. And so we do that a lot when we have to move through a day. So during this, as we're shooting Carly, there's some things that aren't on cards that are going to be happening. Specifically, Michael has put together a mock-up of what the ad is that we're going to be producing for Tether Tools. So Tether Tools, what we're giving them is not an actual finished, completed ad. We're giving them a proof of concept. And what this would be is we're giving them something to look at that would then later take hours of tweaking, something that there's just no way we could fit into a day like today, because there's a lot of tweaking, making sure colors are exactly right, cropping, maybe some compositing, going back to the client, etc. So that could take quite a bit of time. And so what we're doing today is, as I'm shooting, we're making sure that we have the images lined up correctly for this. This is for an iPad advertising, is that right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is a very wide aspect ratio, so we have to make sure that we have the placement of the product and the dress and all that kind of stuff in the right area. And so Michael and I are going to be going back and forth, troubleshooting to make sure that the images are going to fall into what they've asked us to do. We're going to make sure that we feature the table with some spectacular photography worked in there somewhere. So we have to do the spectacular photography, and then we have to reset and then shoot the table with the model out of focus, sort of like what we practiced yesterday. So that's a lot of stuff going on during this Shoot Carly section. It's just not shoot, it's shoot, check, make sure it works right, adjust hair and makeup, make sure we have all that, doing some Lightroom corrections and stuff. In fact, after that, there's this Mark's Lightroom workflow image review. And what that is, I'm going to be actually taking the images off our camera, throwing those into Lightroom, and then we'll be checking, putting in all of the things like our IPTC data, all the stuff that I sort of walked through on day one, we're going to be doing in detail, so you'll be able to see exactly how we put it in Lightroom, choose the winners, etc. So that's going to be happening all during that time. We have a set time for question and answers, but we're going to be taking questions from the audience live as we go, as well as back and forth, so lots of stuff. And then after we get the winning image or two selected from this, then we're going to set the screen background. So we're going to start working on the second set and getting those all set up. I'm going to show you guys what that is because you're going to help us, the in-class students here. After that is set, then we're going to take lunch. So that's all before lunch. Lots of fun. After lunch, we come back. We're going to tune up the set, make sure all the lights are perfect. Michelle's going to come out. We're going to start shooting her. We're going to start doing the exact same thing where we're reviewing images, taking questions and answers. We're going to be making sure this goes into the template, adjusting hair and makeup, wardrobe. So Aaron, we talked about this last night, but for the live audience, what we're doing during these sets as we're shooting, we'll have, for example, Carly come out in wardrobe number 1, dress. Once we get the shot, if we have time, quick change, come back, maybe reset lights, shoot wardrobe number 2. So we want to get as many wardrobe sets as we can during these times, which will probably require lighting changes along the way. So we'll be doing that. Then again, we have the question and review here at 2. We have a break. At 2:30, what we're going to have is Michael and I are going to work together to make sure we dial in the final proof of concept, and we'll have that into a Photoshop document, and then we can have that ready to go for our client to see. And then last, we have the introduction, which seems wacky, but what we're doing is at the end of our workshop, we're actually, I'll be talking about how to take this forward, and we're sort of shifting gears here. I'm going to talk about some things that are a little bit personal to me and how you can take photography and do some things with it that I think are really, really interesting and awesome. So, man, don't miss this, because this is really near and dear to me at 3 o'clock today. So, and I think it'll be well worth your time. It's going to be pretty amazing. So a lot of stuff to accomplish. So before we go on with this, I have to diagram the lighting setups and what we're doing. Okay? So any questions so far from the live audience on what's going on, or from you guys? Anything? Okay. We normally go this fast.
Kingsley just says, I hope Mark is ready for lots and lots of questions.
I am. I talk really fast, so this is normal speed. We're going to start getting into normal speed now. If you can believe it, we've slowed it down over the past 2 days, so we're going to get to normal speed.
Do you want me to take these and hang them while you're diagramming?
Sure. Yeah, as long as I have this, we can do that. So Kelsey's going to take that. So the first set, so yeah, you guys do that. The first set, what we're going to do is we have set 1, and this is Carly on the set. That's our model. And what we're going to do is she's going to be wearing this big silver dress. And so what we're going to do is we have this wall back here. This is sort of a grayish blue wall. So that's the background. We're not going to hang anything. Then what we're going to have is we're going to have Carly come out here. We're going to use a large 4x6 softbox with a grid to get some a very nice fashion kind of stuff. All the stuff that we're doing is going to be desaturated, high contrast, soft light, really, really dark images with metallic overtones. So we're going to do that. We'll probably have to put on a 5-degree grid here, so we'll have a kicker back here so we can separate the model from the background. We may have to have a reflector there. We'll have to dial that in as we go. After we get those shots, if it looks great, then what we're going to do is we're going to bring out the tether tools table. We're going to light that with the D1s like we did yesterday with those 2 D1s. We might have to bring in another light underneath here to fill in some shadows, and then we'll shoot this. So remember, this is the secondary shoot right here. This is the primary shoot. If we get this done really quickly, we'll probably strike do some different lighting setups so that we can get, so Aaron, what we're going to do is we're going to do that face screen on set 1, really tight face shot. So that is the first set game plan. So we'll have on standby the face screen. So Aaron's got that. Set 2 that we're going to be working with, this is Michelle. You guys will meet her. She's really cool. She's in hair and makeup right now. So Michelle, what we're going to do is we have a deep V-neck dress that she's going to be wearing. So we're calling that deep V. And so for this is a very different thing. So John or Michael, can you bring that screen out on the ground right there? So we're going to use, this is inspired by a theme of shooting that I did before. This is metal screen, and you can see that it's got really great texture. See how the light hits that? Sort of reflects around. So this is, we just got it at Home Depot. We got about 10 rolls of this. And so what it needs to be, though, it needs to be crunched up really good. It needs to have folds in it. It needs to be all smooshed up and stuff. So we're going to have you guys doing this because we don't want it pristine. We want it to be all smashed, smooshed, because we want lots of different areas and techniques, or different areas for those specular highlights to fall off. And so the more crunched up and ruined it is, the more wrinkly it is, the better it's going to shoot. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a background out of this stuff on screens. So that background is going to be hanging on some very high stands. And so on those high stands, this is from top down, we're going to have this screen sort of loosely folded between that. And then on each side, what we'll do is we're going to put some lights with some 5-degree grids on there, maybe 10-degree grids, that shoot crossways. So this is from top down. So we're going to change the perspective. Instead of going from top down, I'm going to make this so it's a front view. So now here's a stand, here's the screens going across. We're going to take this on a stand, have another light down here on a stand, probably with a 10-degree grid, another one down here that's got a 10-degree grid. So these are just standard heads, Profoto heads with 10-degree grids. This one is going to be shooting up this way. This one will be shooting down this way, shooting down this way, shooting up this way. These will be directly at the screens. And then this will have a pack here. This will have a pack here. We're going to put both of these in the B channel so we can reduce the power as much as possible. And then that way we have the option of eliminating one of these if we need to. And we want to shoot this around f/22 because we want to have everything in focus so we can see exactly all the details in those screens. This over here we don't. We want to make sure we have nice soft images. So we're going to shoot this around f4. So when we're metering, we know sort of where we want to be for these things. All right, for Michelle, though, this is just the background. What we're going to do is we're going to have her in front of the screen, and we're going to use a beauty dish, and we're going to put a grid on the top of that beauty dish. All right? Javier, use the mic if you have a question. Yes, sir.
You're shooting perpendicular to the screen, right?
Yes, screen will be like this. Camera will be coming straight in, and it's pretty cool. So people at home, you can sort of see what this is going to look like. If you go to markwallacefotography.com, the very first image you see is a girl in a screen. You can see how it desaturates and looks really, really nice. So the planning for all of this happened in Arizona. So we did do some tests, and these are lighting setups that we have used in the past that we know that we can start from. We know that there's some things that we've tried in. So on that fail harder area, these are in the we know they will succeed area, but we're trying them live with a studio audience in a studio we've never been in, and so this is would be unknown. So we are definitely in the unknown fail harder area of expertise right here. So there are things that we know we've done in the past, but we're not sure we can be consistent here, and we're going to do the tuning live with everybody as well. All right, so at any moment, if you're lost on what we're doing, there's a big, huge wall right here, and this wall has our plan. So now we can just come here and look at the plan and know exactly what we're doing, and we'll be dialed in. So right now, we're going to start setting the lights. Students, we're going to get you to start crunching the screens. Carly is going to go to hair and makeup, and we're going to start getting going. So let's go check in really fast with hair and makeup so we can see what's going on here. And then Kelsey, if you can start getting the whiteboard down. And then students, Kelsey's going to get you some screens to start crunching. We're going to go over here and chat with Diane really fast on what we're doing with Carly. So what's the plan here?
Make sure
hear me? Hi. Right now I'm just doing her basic makeup. We've already covered her tattoos to fit with the style.
So there used to be a tattoo right here.
There still is, but it's just hidden. I didn't do any laser surgery on her this morning. And we're just doing sort of a basic makeup, very balanced. So a little bit stronger than what a commercial look would look like, just so that we can really see her. She will be out of focus. And because of what she's wearing, so working with Erin, she has a highly textured dress that we're putting on her. And I want to make sure that for balance, she's not completely washed out or completely monochromatic in the face, and then she's got this giant dress. She'll look like she has no head. So we want to make sure that she looks balanced and clean, but at the same time has some strong features. So not quite super editorial, couture, but not commercial either. Somewhere in the middle.
So for guys that don't have any idea what you're talking about,
yes.
What does that mean? Dark eyes, lashes? Are you going to put liner around the lips? What are you doing exactly?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to bring out all of her features. So we're not doing something that's a more of a period piece, like a 60s would be very dark eyes and very pale lips. You've seen that in magazines. Mm-hmm. It's going to be very balanced. So bold lips, bold eyes, bold cheekbones in a very balanced fashion. We're not focusing on one piece or the other because the focus is really the dress.
Right.
So it's not a beauty shot and it's not a 60s mod piece. It's not something like that. So everything will be fully balanced.
Okay. And then let's look at the dress. I don't know if it's here. This is the top of the dress right here.
Yeah, Erin has it, but I think the bottom of it may be in the other room because it's really large.
So Erin, can you come talk to us about this dress? Sure can. All right, so this is a dress, this is the top.
Yes.
And this was handmade.
Yes.
And then the bottom of it, are we going to bring that in at any time we can see that?
I'm going to bring it in during the break, so it's not in the way for.
Can we bring it in before?
Sure, we can.
Okay, let's bring it in so people can see what we know.
It is a huge hoop skirt.
Yeah, so go get that.
Okay.
And then we're going to come back here. We're going to check back in with wardrobe so you can actually see exactly what we're talking about. It's a giant dress, but it's hard to describe it. You have to see it. But this is made out of air conditioning duct tape and custom made little squirrely things that Erin put together. And so this is totally constructed by hand. And then inside of this is a corset that she based this on. So this took a long time to make. And when we shipped this, actually, because this is very fragile stuff, it can actually tear off and crunch. We put this in a Pelican case. So there's a packing video that we had that we showed how we put this in there, but we had to make sure we protected this in the shipment. And so sometimes you have to consider that stuff during shipment. All right, we're gonna go check in with what's going on with the set. But before we do, let me introduce you to Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
This is Michelle. She's our new model for today, and you're ready to rock and roll. Totally. Yes, totally ready to rock and roll. And so we met her when we were up about 3 weeks ago, something like that. I think that's right. We did a casting call, and there was not anywhere near as many people in here then. And so, so we brought her in, and she did a wonderful job. So she's going to be doing some things. So actually, the dress is here. So let's take a look now at this dress. Can we lift this up? Is that possible? You can see this is big, large dress.
Not heavy though.
Not heavy? Is it heavy?
It's really
yeah,
light.
I guess it's not. I thought you were being mean to me. Oh, it's not heavy. Oh. So there's the dress.
I'm super strong, actually.
That we're going to be using. How long did this? I know my sister actually helped.
Yeah, she did. Actually, Linda did too. Diane.
Linda helped. Diane
We had
helped.
a group.
And so you just constructed this over, I don't know what this thing is called, hoops?
Hoop skirt.
Hoop skirt.
And there was no way we were going to be able to travel and or ship this, so it had to be made here the day before.
Yeah, so, and did this take an entire day? I thought it took a little longer.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
No, just a day.
Just a day. Okay, there it is. If you put it on the stove and shake it, popcorn.
Yes.
You know? It looks sort of
But that was a surprise I was going to leave to later.
Sorry.
So thanks for running it.
Okay, so you can see we have lots of silver tones. Can we see the this little branch thingy?
Yes.
My highly technical terms. This is a branch thingy.
I don't really have a name for it either, so.
It's also custom made.
Yes, a lot of my pieces are. Because I like to do that.
This is just going to go around one of our models next.
Neck piece.
And you can see that the color tones, it's all monochromatic, everything monochromatic. And we're going to do everything pretty much monochromatic. That's what we're looking for, really
Crystals,
hard.
silver.
Now we are adding a little bit of color
Yes.
and a little dazzle through
Yes.
some of these things. Can we see those?
We have some big jewelry pieces.
Yeah, and so what this does is this gives us the option to have, I'm going to wear this all day, but it gives us the option to have everything monochromatic, but just a few pieces really pop out, because the things that are monochromatic, we're not doing that in post. We're doing it real time. So we have a very monochromatic background, we have monochromatic makeup, we have monochromatic outfits, and then we have color.
And jewelry.
Right, and this nice
Rings.
cool jewelry. So, and then if we don't like that, we can always go into post and pull that out. So that's very, very nice. All right, let's go and look at the students crunching stuff. And so, can I see this? All right, check this out. This is the screen. Have you crunched this already?
Half of it.
Man, you're doing a good job of crunching. Yeah, so these screens here, crunch them up, stretch them out, and just sort of, watch the edges though, guys, because these edges will bite you. Have you been bitten?
No.
Okay, watch those. Don't bite. I want to see something. Oh, no. See that? See it also bite your clothes? But that's what they're doing, and we're going to be using these as a background. And these are what, 6 feet tall, something like that? 6 or 8. How long are they? Oh, these are for the ground? Okay, yeah, we have different links for different things. And so they're just crunching away.